Revelation 1966. From the 24th of June 1941. Value of spiritual and earthly knowledge in the hereafter. Everything spiritual has eternal value and duration. Everything earthly passes away with the death of the human body. Joys and sufferings pass away and thus need not be taken seriously. However, what has been spiritually achieved or missed is decisive for the stay in eternity and therefore significant for the human being's soul. Spiritual striving will always relate to the human being's inner life and to everything that is separate from earthly matter, which therefore has no connection with a pleasurable earthly life or any physical desires, but completely excludes the body and only touches spiritual questions and spiritual experience. Spiritual striving is everything that is connected with God, which therefore concerns the life that is not ended with the death of the body. For only that which belongs to earth is transient, thus also the human being's thought material, which only encompasses earthly things. Whatever knowledge the human being has absorbed that was of value for his earthly existence, for the human being as such, is completely worthless from the moment of his entry into the beyond. It belongs to another world, it is consequently useless for the new world. And if the human being then considers what spiritual possessions he will have left, he will be able to understand why he should strive for spiritual possessions on earth, and collect spiritual treasures. For he is in utmost poverty if he had not also received spiritual possessions on earth. And for the most part it is precisely the person who possesses earthly knowledge who will not concern himself much with spiritual questions and thus will also pass over into the beyond correspondingly poor in spiritual treasures. And it is then unspeakably bitter for such a soul to have to recognize its lack. Whereas, conversely, many a soul possesses spiritual wealth which did not possess any noteworthy knowledge on earth because it only focused its attention on the maturing of the soul, because earthly questions did not affect it so much and its desire did not apply to earthly possessions and earthly knowledge. This soul also retains the success of earthly life in the beyond. It does not need to give anything away because it is spiritual good which it has collected and because this good is imperishable and cannot be taken away from it in eternity. While earthly knowledge is no longer of use to anyone in the beyond, the soul which possesses spiritual possessions can use it to indescribably beneficial effect. It can give it to ignorant souls and finds its most beautiful reward in being able to help those who enter the kingdom of the beyond in utmost poverty, whereas people who strived for earthly knowledge also found their reward on earth, honor, reputation and earthly wealth. All of which comes to an end with physical death. For they can take none of this over into eternity. But how short is the enjoyment of earthly pleasures! And how endlessly long the life after death! For what illusory happiness people have used their mental activity and what inconceivable bliss they have forfeited, which could easily be attained through spiritual striving. And if the human being would first concern himself with that which has a connection with God, his earthly knowledge would at the same time be effortlessly imparted to him as soon as he strives for it out of love for humanity. That is, he would want to be of service to his fellow human being through earthly knowledge. This earthly knowledge alone has value and at the same time earns him spiritual wealth. For his will to serve his fellow human beings will then be valued when the earthly knowledge has become obsolete. Yet the spiritual hardship of those who only absorbed earthly knowledge for the sake of their earthly success will be indescribable in eternity. For they stand naked and bare in an environment where what they possess is without any value. And it will take a long time until they decide to accept what they lack from loving souls. Until they decide to do what they should have done on earth. To collect spiritual knowledge in order to be able to lovingly pass it on to those who, like them, failed to do so on earth. Amen.